from a Samro perspective, where we come from, podcasting is licensed. So there are royalty collections based on any of those services. They basically we license in-store radio, online radio, and podcasts. So that all falls under that ambit. And a portion of the money that they pay us, or all of the money that they pay us, then goes to any of the music that's used on there specifically for artists and composers, rather.
Let's not leave this. We keep on meeting on these events.
Yeah, 100%. We keep running into each other.
You keep on feeding me.
100%.
You said you're gonna drop that. At least you talk about my body, how I've gained weight.
Definitely getting a bit stronger.
So yeah, I'm happy, man, to see you, man, again. The last time I saw you, it's fine. The last time I saw you was the musical workshop that you guys did at Sentin.
Was it SABC?
Nah, it's Sentin.
Was it Sentin?
One.
Oh, yes.
And then you had like a Moshito.
Yes, Moshito is the one that Matt met at. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So now, since you're my homeboy, you haven't dropped that one. Also, you're from Eastern Cape.
100%.
When are we taking Samro premises to Eastern Cape?
So actually interesting that you say that. On the 26th of June, I'll be attending a workshop that's going to be speaking specifically to how to earn money through royalties in the Eastern Cape in Port Elizabeth. I don't think a venue's been set yet, but it's backed by the Arts and Culture, the Government Arts and Culture Department as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we definitely already got that on the books.
On the books.
So I know that there is a massive push, post-COVID, that Samro's put forward to one of the hard things is we're obviously based in Johannesburg, so most of the workshops take place here. There's a massive push to take it nationally, go to all of the sort of music centres, whether that's Durban, Port Elizabeth, Bloemfontein, Cape Town, all over South Africa. And I know that is coming up in the next couple of months. There's going to be a massive push on workshops that speak specifically to how to become a member, that explain how people make money, how Samro works, and also opportunities that there are within the industry for musicians, for podcasts, for digital as a whole, as well as any commercial stuff, TV, all of that kind of stuff. Samro definitely has an agenda to get into rural areas, as you said, especially for us. It's easy for us to go into sort of the bigger cities. That's obviously the kind of not the first stop, but rather the easier place to go. But there is definitely a push to go more rural. Reach out to areas that people may not necessarily be able to get the information, whether it's online or how people would usually get that information.
On this podcast world, because I see you here too, like I'm trying to figure out where does Samro fit in. I'm really trying to figure out, because it's the internet space and there's YouTube and streaming. I don't know how you guys.
Cool. Yeah.
Regulating the internet.
100%. So funnily enough, that's actually what I do at Samro. So I'm the digital and international manager of licensing. So I concentrate on ensuring that sister societies, so societies anywhere in the world that collect South African composers' music, is paid back to South Africa, so we can then pay it on to those composers. Secondly, I deal with digital, so we ensure that everything is licensed: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Netflix, EVOD, ETV, video on demand, literally everything. And at the moment, there isn't really any massive streaming services that are unlicensed. In terms of how that relates specifically to this and podcasting, so I said a little bit earlier that we offer a license for podcasting. Effectively, what that license allows the podcasters to do is specifically with regards to the composition. So there will be two licenses that are effectively due, right? There will be a compositional side for the people who wrote the music, and then the recording side for the actual recordings of the music. So the person who who sings the song is not always the person who writes the song, right? So we ensure that the people who write the song get their money, and then people like Samro and Risa, they deal with ensuring that the people who sing the music are paid from a royalty perspective. So what Capasso and Samro, both deal with the compositional side, which is the written music and lyrics. What we effectively license is we allow podcasts to utilize music within the shows, and they're allowed to use any music, not only South African music, can be any music that they want. And that license fee is structured quite simply because there's a lot of guys, and there might not be the technical experience that you need for like a Netflix agreement, right? So the agreement is super simple. I can tell you that it's 3,500 rand a year. That's an upfront payment that you'd need to pay, and then it's 5.5% of net revenue. So when you start getting paid sponsors, all of that kind of stuff, we take 5.5% of that revenue. We obviously offset the 3,500 rand that's originally paid, so we make sure that if that you're not just paying that for no reason, that's worked through. And that money that we collect is then paid to the music that is utilized on those podcasts. The podcast would usually send us playlists of what was played. We then process that into the Samro systems, identify who wrote the music, and ensure that they get paid for the use of their music.
Doesn't matter no matter views you have, as long your music is playing.
100%. If we identify that your music's been used, you get paid.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we spoke a bit earlier, getting paid. So one of the things that I have been involved with and am currently involved with is licensing of community radio stations in South Africa, right? So not commercial radio stations, but rather stations that are running only in a small area. Their reach is in a small area. We do definitely license a lot of community stations, and I can tell you now that the way that we ensure that the people whose music is getting played. So we deal with people like the NCRF, right, which is the National Community Radio Forum. That's effectively a group of people who look after all of the community radio stations within South Africa. Once we ensure that you're adequately licensed, you guys would then pay Samro the money for the license that is due. And then you would also supply us with most of the radio. I mean, as you guys will know, a lot of the new radio equipment records exactly what's been played. You'll send us those logs, whether it's through Excel, whether it's printed. I still receive printed cue sheets of music that's been used, which is hectic. But we then process that through the Samro system. It allocates a portion, it allocates the money that has been paid to it to whoever's music's been used according to how many times it's been played, and then you'll get paid.
Doesn't matter the amount that we guys giving you.
Say again?
Or is there a specific amount that we need to?
No. So they're effectively, when it comes to community radio stations, there are two different tiers that you get licensed on. If the radio station is earning under R1 million a year, it's a tiered license. So instead of saying, okay, we're going to take a portion of your income or whatever it is, we'll say pay a standard license fee that starts from, I think it starts from 500 Rand to 35,000 Rand, and then after R1 million it's based on a percentage. So that's when your income revenue is over R1 million.